All right, y'all. So because the original video file got corrupted and I had to come back and run it back, what's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Tornado McRae across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. Apologies for this video being late, y'all, but I hope y'all are having a great Friday. Better than my Friday. Like, bro, had this video ready to rock, ready to roll. I came to make sure it was uploaded and everything, and the file was corrupted. So I had to come back, run it back. This is why I look a little more put together, man. But guys, hope y'all are having a great day. Hope everything's going smooth. Hope you're having a better day. If you're going through anything, stress, work, like bills, things like that nature, hope everything is handled. Just hope you will be able to take care of everything that you got going on and this, that, and the third. I promise you that we gonna get through this together. But guys, want to get into notes from last night as well as a couple things now that I can add because they've actually happened here today and the news has dropped. But here's what I want to talk about from last night's game. So what I saw first and foremost, Lathan Ransom. Lathan Ransom had a phenomenal game last night. My man was laying the wood to the Steelers left and right. I loved every bit of it. Had an interception too. The man was honestly balling out in all facets of the game. And y'all know me. I've been a Lathan Ransom fan since we drafted him. I thought highly of him. I really continue to think that he's going to be a well-renowned, great asset for the team. And truth be told, I want him as the starter, but that's just me. Will there be some growing pains because he's a rookie and he's going to get picked on? Absolutely. I'm okay with that. I prefer him over Nick Scott. I understand that because he's a rookie, they're going to try to target him, and there's going to be some growing pains with that, but I want to take that risk. And last night, to me, showed the potential of what Lathan Ransom can be, just the start. And that's him as a rookie. Imagine once he gets better, with veteran experience, with more game time reps. I see the potential, man. I see it. I look at it. And then on the flip side, in the secondary, Shamar Bartholomew.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I can't defend you anymore, bro. Like, I honestly can't defend you, bro. This is bad. Like, the way you played last night, the way you played against Houston, the way you played this preseason has not been good. It has not been good. Garbaggio, basura, trash. Like, it does not look well for you, bro. And you got picked on last night, gave up a crazy TD. If I'm being honest, like, you just got beat clear. And the reason why I don't like it is because you've proven to be a liability in man coverage. When it's man coverage and we need you just to hold water and guard your man, you've proven that you can't do that. And I don't know why. I feel like last year when we got you off the waiver wire, you were a lot better in man coverage. But now you have seemed to regress. You have seemed to take a step back, and I'm not with that. Not at all. Not at all, man. And then ETN, I felt he ran the ball very well on offense and kick return. I thought he did a phenomenal job. Blackshear did a good job on offense as well, but Blackshear did go out with an ankle injury. Hope he's okay. Hope there's nothing crazy there. Now, Perkins. I will say this about Perkins. I thought he did decent. Like, I know some of you were probably, your reaction more so was like this when I just said that because I pressed the wrong button.
Nani?
But yeah, I thought Perkins did decent, mainly due to the fact of the time frame he had to work with. The man was just signed this week. The man was just back in the NFL this week. If you thought to yourself that Perkins was going to come in and probably have like a 200-yard, 3 TD game, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I honestly don't know what you own, but I thought Perkins did all right. I want to say he went 10 of 11, around 75 yards, if I want to say. If I'm correct on my math and my numbers, and I always like to make sure I am. I'm sometimes not. Y'all know this. Sometimes I might have my numbers off or things of that nature, but let's see. Yeah, 10 of 11, 71 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he did have 3 fumbles. He had 3 fumbles and lost 1, and I attribute that primarily due to the game speed of the UFL is probably different than the NFL. It was probably slightly slower than the UFL because the NFL is the top tier of talent. That's usually where most of, I would say it's the NFL, CFL, Arena, and then the UFL, because Arena does have a lot of talent too. But overall, I think that was just him getting used to the system and him not having that many reps so far. It was a short week. He signed on Sundays, first practice is Monday, and he's playing an entire half on Thursday. What you expect out of the man? And then lastly, Umamielen was hurt, but it does not appear to be a major injury. So hopefully, nothing comes of that, and he is all right in the long run. As we know, Scorton's already injured with that collapsed lung, even though he's on the recovery end and looking a lot better. Having him and Umamielen, who are our 2 defensive rookie stars that we drafted in this draft, does not bode well. It does not bode well. It kind of makes me a little skeptic, a little hesitant, if you will. But I think we're going to be okay, and I think everything will be good. All in all, it'll be all right. Now, moving on to the next subject, and there are going to be a couple things to tie into this. First things first. Actually, I do want to go back. And talk about this. Well, no, I can talk about it in either way, either form. One, I have gotten the update in the notification. Taylor Moton has just signed a 2-year extension. I did get that notification, so we have Moton through 27. That is huge. I want to say it was a $40 million deal. That is huge because I've told y'all Moton is one of the best linemen we have, and so I'm happy that we got that deal reached. That shrinks the cap space. So, and it's going to tie into it. Y'all see what I'm talking about here in a second, because y'all see down there it says the Panthers approach the waivers 2025. The next subject will tie into it because I know it's on some of y'all mind. But Dan Morgan was asked last night during the game what will be the Panthers' approach to the waiver wire this year, and here's what his answer was. Dan said, I think last year compared to this year, we were looking for starters at the waiver wire and like depth guys that were going to play an important role. This year, we don't feel so much that way. We feel good about our roster. We just feel good about the roster as a whole that we're starting to gain some depth. We're starting to get the kind of players that we want to get here. But, to your point, if we want to, since we're 8th in the order this year, if we need to, we can swap late round picks if we really like a guy just to kind of get ahead of it. So there are many ways to kind of get ahead of it. We're always looking into things. We're always going to be creative and try to do things to make this roster a better roster. Now, one, I like that approach to the waiver wire because it kind of does make sense. We're both better. If they are confident in the roster, cool. It makes a lot of sense. And overall, the waiver roster, the waiver wire, English, hard. The waiver wire can be something that's utilized, but if you're utilizing it, you're not necessarily in the greatest spot, so to speak. For example, when we all play fantasy football, or those of you who do, those of you who don't, you may not know, but you use the waiver wire when you are like kind of scrambling to fill a spot, or when you really see somebody available and you're like, oh, I'm trying to get him now. I want to get them now. And Carolina, as he said, was first in the waiver wire last year. Now we're 8th. So we're heading in the right direction in that sense, but they're kind of sitting there thinking to themselves, all right, we got who we need. We'll go to the waiver wire if we really like somebody, but it's not as much of a need this year as it was last year, which I'm cool with. Now, the part that really stuck out to me, because he said it at the end and it ties into this subject, he said we're always looking into things, and we're always going to be creative to try and do what makes this roster better. Guys, if you haven't heard, and the news has already come out, the Vikings have contacted the Panthers about trading for Adam Thielen.
Nani?
And if the trade package is there, I can see it. We've been talking about it for a minute. A lot of you have said you want to trade Thielen away right now. It's out there now. The Vikings have contacted him, especially due to the injury due to Jordan Addison's going to be missing games. We all know Adam Thielen still has property and whatnot in Minnesota. It's out there now, which also opens the door for that trade for Trey Hendrickson. And now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, hey, a three-way deal, if y'all really want Trey, a three-way deal to get Trey Hendrickson while getting rid of Adam Thielen is now in the works. It is a possibility. I'm not guaranteeing it, but it is a possibility, and I think it's kind of crazy. It's going to be crazy, but it makes sense, and that's what I've been telling y'all in the sense of a financial standpoint. Financially, does it make sense? If a 3-team deal can occur to where, and I don't know how often 3-team deals, off the top of my head, I don't know how often 3-team deals work in the NFL. But a 3-team deal to where Trey Hendrickson comes to Carolina, Thielen goes to Minnesota, and Minnesota probably sends draft picks to both Cincinnati and Carolina, it could work. It could work. Now, the only thing is, and I've said this multiple times about getting Trey Hendrickson, is the long-term signing because you're going to have to re-sign him. Which is why I'm kind of like, I don't know. But I did want to touch on that because I know a lot of you have seen that notification. I saw that notification and it like blew my mind out the water. So I know Morgan is fielding it. I know Morgan is hearing it out. Do I personally want to trade Adam Thielen? If you're asking me, I've told y'all this before. No, personally. However, for the sake of the franchise and the team, if the offer is right, I am cool with parting with him. If the offer is right, if the offer is nice, I am not stupid. I get Thielen's at the end of his career. And if the offer is right and the offer is nice and it makes a lot of sense, hey, business is business at the end of the day. Big business. This is a business at the end of the day. We got to do what we got to do, man. So I thought that was very interesting. Their approach to Carolina's to the waiver wire for Carolina is going to be interesting. And especially considering when you have guys like, example, Bartholomew. He was a waiver wire acquisition last year. And sometimes it can pay dividends. Sometimes it can bite you in the butt. And sometimes it just does nothing. Like, we'll see how that goes. But this week, especially with cuts and things like that, looking at the waiver wire acquisitions is going to be real telling of the direction that Carolina's going. I honestly think so. Thirdly, and I'm actually proud of this one, guys. It's Friday, so we got another Would You Rather Panthers edition, man, and I think I cooked with this one. I honestly think I cooked y'all with this one. So, the question is, would you rather have the Snow White uniform, all whites, with a white helmet, or the Color Rush Blues with a blue helmet?
Nani?
Yeah. Bro, when I tell y'all, I thought this was really good. Because remember, we talked about these all whites before. And I've told you, I personally would love to see an all gray, all silver Color Rush. I would love if we had an all silver. I honestly think that would be great. But I sat there and thought about this because we've never done it. All Color Rush blue would also be sick. But them all whites going to be clean too. With the white helmet. Don't forget, that's the part that like tops it off. A white helmet, because we only had the silver and potentially the black. We ain't never had the white helmet on top. So which would you rather have? The Snow Whites with the white helmet or the Color Rushes with the blue helmet? And I'll be honest, I'm taking the Color Rush Blues, man.
NANI?
I'm taking the Color Rush Blues because nobody has Carolina blue like that. And to top it off with the blue helmet, because we've never had a blue helmet. In the history of the franchise, we have never had a blue helmet. And plus, not only that, every team seems to be getting an all white. Every team seems to be getting an all white alternate. So I want us to be unique and have one specifically tailored to Carolina and give us an all blue alternate. And I think that would be really cool. Now, if you give me a all silver versus the all blue color, ooh, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. But y'all let me know. Again, one final look. You want the all whites with the white helmets or the Color Rush Blues with the blue helmets? Y'all let me know. And then we got to go into the Panther freeze frame photo of the day. And this is from right after Lathan Ransom's interception last night. It's him and Damani Richardson celebrating after their handshake. And I love that Bartholomew is here just kind of sticking his hand out like, hey, dap me up. Yeah, no, you gonna leave? Aye. But I do love this photo, just the guys celebrating, having fun, having a good time. And when you have moments like this in the NFL, you don't know when you're going to get them again. And it just shows to show that at the end of the day, this is a game that we all love and play. And even if we're having a bad day, even if we're having a bad game, we can still find moments to find joy and be happy. So I love this photo. I think it's hilarious. And I think this is one I hope Lathan Ransom is able to get and put up in his house. Because to me, even if it is preseason, that's still a cool moment. Your first unofficial or interception in a game scenario in the NFL, I think that's a cool moment. But also, when he gets his first one in real game, that's the one that's really going to count and really going to be important. So I appreciate that. But now, favorite time of the day for y'all. It is time for Panther Nation to speak your truth. And because it's the end of the preseason, it's the end of training camp, we ain't got another preseason game next week, guys. Instead of 3 comments, I'm going to give you 6. I'm going to give you 6 comments today because y'all left a lot of good comments under the video. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be a preseason treat. Give y'all some more comments. Give a lot more of y'all, a lot more chances to shout out y'all voices and things of that nature because I love seeing what y'all put out there. It is awesome. And y'all make this channel, y'all make it worth doing it, man. I really do believe that. Whether you like me or don't, whether you like what I say or don't, y'all do make this channel worth doing, and I greatly appreciate you. So we're going to get into the first comment for one of the day ones since I've been here. It says, Tyler Ross, G1I, my boy, says, happy 100th, Myron. Hopefully this comment makes the 101st episode. Hey, Tyler. Hey, man. It made the 101st episode. Greatly appreciate you, my boy. Thank you for being here with me, rocking with me. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, hope you have a great day, man. Number 2 comes from another longtime guy who's been here since I started. Matthew Campbell, J9C. My boy says, been watching for a year now. Love the content and love that you've taken over. I'm actually getting ready to go to college, and as I write this, and through all the stress, your smiling face really brought some comfort to me. Thanks for doing your thing. Happy 100th, and keep pounding. Matthew, hey, thank you, dog. Appreciate you. If you're going to college, if you're a freshman, hey, have fun, have a blast, make memories. I'm going to tell you one of the things my uncle told me. Obviously, focus on your schoolwork. Take a moment when you get the chance and you're settled in. Look down your hallway. 50 to 75% of the guys you see down your hallway, down your dorm, you're not going to graduate with them. You're not. It's the truth. But make sure you still make great memories with all your friends. And make sure you get through the freshman year, you can finish college. Freshman year is usually the year that weeds everybody out. And that's usually when people flunk out because they're the first time they're on their own. They get too crazy and they just lose it all. Don't have your fun. but don't lose it all over some nonsense. You have a great time. Enjoy it. Shoot. It's crazy to me because 2026 will be 10 years I graduated college. And those were a lot of broke fun times for me. I still think about a lot of fond memories I had during my college years. I still have a lot of college friends I talk to this day and hang out with to this day. So have a blast, have fun, get through it. And if you're not a freshman, you're a sophomore, junior, whatever, you know the deal. Go have some fun, man, and do your thing. Get your education. And even if you don't want to go to college, this goes for the rest of y'all. If college ain't your thing, you want to do trade school or whatnot, go educate yourself in some form or fashion. Some people don't view trade school as you're still educating yourself. It is education. Ain't nothing worse in this world than being broke and stupid. Unless you're sick. And then you're broke, stupid, and sick. Or if you're young. But don't be broke and stupid, man. Educate yourself. It's always better for you in the long run. Number 3 comes from Stephen Kokot, 4119. My man says, Steelers fans took over the stadium. I'm embarrassed and our coach is proud. Steven, I don't know if you live in the Carolinas. I don't know. But if you live in North and South Carolina, you know for some odd reason, like I know, and I live in North and South Carolina, for some odd reason, there are more Steelers and Cowboy fans in North and South Carolina than there are Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcon fans. I don't understand it. I don't know why. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. And most of them ain't never been to Pittsburgh. Like, for example, 2 of my homeboys in my group chat, in my one of my greatest friends group chat, 2 of them are Steelers fans. Only one of them has ever been to Pittsburgh. Like, it's wild. And they're from Charleston, South Carolina. Both of them. That's where they've resided all their life. Charleston, South Carolina. Another one. 2 of my uncles. Die-hard Cowboy fans. Ain't never been to Dallas a day in their life. But they die-hard Cowboy fans. I don't understand it. Even my ex-girlfriend's brother and her dad. They were die-hard Steelers fans, and we used to talk and jam all the time, and we're still great. We still talk to this day, and they were just messaging me the other night, last night. They were like, you see the Steelers? I was like, bruh, get out of here. But I don't understand it. Maybe it's because Carolina didn't exist until 96, so maybe that's the reason, but there are way more Steelers fans and Cowboys fans in North and South Carolina than there are Panther fans and Atlanta Falcons fans. It's weird. Number 4 comes from Grizzly the Bowler. He says, always say Carolina Panthers fans are the most negative fans when it comes to our own team. We're supposed to be excited about our team, not bring us down. No matter how bad Dallas has been since the 90s, every year their fans say they're going to the Super Bowl. That's how any fan should be. Hopeful with a capital H. Listen. You're not wrong. But also, I'm not going to be as delusional as Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm an optimistic realist. Like, I will look for the most optimistic of realistic possibilities. You're not going to sit here and get me all on here and say we're going 15-1 and going to the Super Bowl. I say we can go 10-7, 11, potentially 11-6. Once we get to the playoffs, then yeah, I'm delusional, and I'll say we can get to the Super Bowl because the playoffs, anything can happen. But I take it a step at a time. Do this, get to the playoffs. Once we get to that next round, all right, bets are all off. I think we can get to the Super Bowl. But let's get there first. But yeah, I also agree that we are unnecessarily negative for some god-awful reason. I don't know why, but actually I do. Years of turmoil, years of frustration, years of tragedy. For some reason, people like to have this sense of control over their life, and they like to be able to control everything. So if they automatically feel, if they automatically speak the negative aspect into existence, and then the negative thing happens, they feel like they have control of that. And they're like, oh, well, I already called it, so I already knew that was going to happen. So it's one of those situations where they're always expecting the worst. They may be happy about the best, but it's like expect the worst, hope for the best type of deal. And people, society as a whole, they want this sense of control. Me, I believe in that, but I'm always expecting and going to speak the positive outcome. I acknowledge what the worst situation could be, but I never speak that into existence for me. Others, that's just how they cope with life and how they handle situations, and it works for them. So I see how they can be sometimes, but yeah, I definitely as a fan am always hopeful. I'm always hopeful. The Pacers this year proved that for me. I'm a Pacers fan. I was hopeful once the Pacers got to the playoffs. We got all the way to Game 7. I was hopeful then, and then Halliburton tore his Achilles.
NANI?
Sad times for me, man. Sad times. But I was hopeful. I'm happy for the season it was, man. Number 5 comes from JB Lancaster 2399, or it may be LaQuestar 2399. He says, here's an idea. With Cleveland about to finish sharding themselves with the Shedeur situation, here's a plausible yet inexpensive move to make. Bryce in year 3 is in a put up or shut up scenario. With his not consistent, not bad career to date, make a push for Sanders, 5th and 6th and 7th rounders, and say peace to both Dalton and the other guy. What truly do we really need? What truly do we really lose in either? Sanders, being familiar with questionable line play, would feel at home. You make him a 3rd and a project for year 1. Perkins takes 2nd position. If Bryce craps the bed, thanks for that, this season or is less than official, you go into next year with a competition between the 3 for the top slot next year. Iron sharpens iron. Just a thought.
NANI?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. JB just served up a whole 5-course meal with that. And I like how elaborate it was. He get rid of Dalton and Plummer. Keep Perkins if you want to try that and see what he can do. Bring in Shedeur, as long as we don't follow the politics and the BS that Cleveland's doing. Hey, Dalton. Hey. You a smart one, boy. You smart. Like, I see the vision. I see the vision. I see what you're talking about. And then lastly, I got to bring this gentleman up because I got to give respect where respect is due. And I appreciate this last comment so much. Even though he was on the video yesterday, I have to give him respect for this. And y'all see why. So the last comment, hold on, for Dalton or JB. There you go, JB. Don't think I got you. And then I get, what did I get? Did I get Grizzly too? Here you go, Grizzly. All right. And the last one comes from Wes Justin. Wes says, I will own up to my words and say sorry personally. I was unaware our head coaches wasn't even calling plays. That is a huge difference. My excitement is back and I'm ready for the Jags game. LOL. My excitement is back and I'm ready for the Jags game. LOL. Hold on. There it is. All right. And the reason, one, Wes, hey, man. We locked, we cool, we locked in loaded, bro. And the reason why I'm bringing this comment up is because, guys, do you know how many times and how often people don't come back and own up when they were wrong once they've been given a new perspective on a situation they were unaware of? A lot of people won't do that nowadays. And so for the fact for him to come back and publicly acknowledge that in the comment section, put that out there, he didn't have to. But I respect that so much because he's like, oh, now that I have this information, that changes my output and that changes my look on a situation. So take this as a key for life. If you're ever in a situation where you're talking to somebody, you're having a disagreement or whatnot, and they provide you with information that you didn't know prior to, but it does make a significant difference. You may not necessarily fully agree, but it does make a difference. It's okay to own up and say, I'm sorry, I wasn't tracking that. You know what? Let me take that into account and then reassess reassess my stance. Your stance can be the same, but at least now you've taken into account all the information and you can say, I appreciate you letting me know. Now I have all the pieces. So, Wes, listen, man, I greatly appreciate you. I respect you a lot for just coming out and doing that. You didn't have to, bro. And it's awesome to do that. And I know a lot of people who wouldn't. So, because we all know that there have been some Panther fans out there who have been talking crap all preseason, whether it's in Facebook groups, Reddit groups, or whatever. But if Carolina does great this year, they're going to be the first ones to say, I was here before anybody else, even though they were the ones that were talking crap. They're not going to come back and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Especially the ones, if Bryce Young balls out, the ones who've been saying Bryce Young was a bust and didn't deserve to start anymore last year, the media personalities, yeah, we all know how that's going to go. But guys, that's it for today's video. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can always be notified of when these videos are dropping. Also, guys, we're about like 50 people away from 2,000 for this channel. So share it with your friends. Share it with your other Panther fans so we can get to 2,000, man. They deserve this content too. Let them know. 2, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the potential trade for Adam Thielen, what you thought about the game last night, as well as who you think makes the final cut or who last night is getting cut or who last night solidified their self on the 53-man roster. And thirdly, choose one of the jersey options. Either the Snow Whites with the white helmet or the Color Rush with the blue helmets. Let me know in the comment section below because at the end of the day, y'all know the deal. What do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Much love to all you Panther Nation. Take care. Later days. Have a great weekend. And as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.